very blessed to be joined by one Robert C. Springer from SDS 29, SDS 38, Nicole Stott from SDS 133, and Sam Durrance from SDS 67, but I'm sure he's got a few other missions in 35 as well.
Can I claim another one?
She has two, too.
You have two, too. Well, I'm looking at the patches because I got to be honest, I can't remember them all, the numbers off my head.
It reminds me of that Rocket Man movie where, well, who's counting? Well, apparently you are, my friend. Yeah. No, SDS 128 up to station for Expedition 20 and 21, and then down on 129.
How long did you spend on station?
91 days.
Was it great?
It was awesome.
Was awesome?
It was awesome.
Well, let's look around a little bit. I'm seeing some awesome right now, and you guys, I mean, I can't imagine you actually had time to stay out this place. I was hoping maybe you could go around one at a time and share your favorite experiences at the Astronaut Beach House.
Yeah, well, you know, early on in the program, a couple different things that happened. One is that when you were down here just in training, or if you were coming down and doing some of the Cape Crusader stuff, the times were different. Things were, I think, a little bit more flexible, and it was no big deal to go to our Queen Bee, Nancy Gunther, and get the key and come out here. And it was truly a beach house. Not very fancy, not very formal. I mean, in fact, it was kind of almost in the mode of a sort of a bachelor pad that had been neglected. You know, there just wasn't a whole lot going on. But it was a comfortable place. Nobody else came here, and as a crew member, you could come out and really just put your feet up. I mean, it's a fantastic view out here, and just relax and have a couple of adult beverages and just have some real downtime from the standpoint of not being worried about people barging in on you and things like that. So it was a good place to come just on a day-to-day occasion. Then later on, when you got assigned to a crew and you're down here in crew quarters, it was also, again, more than anything else, kind of a refuge. You could come down here individually, or it wasn't unusual to have spouses here and have some private time where you could, share thoughts and get ready for the launch.
Sam, what about you? What are your greatest recollections of this place?
Boy, I don't know. It was like Bob was saying, it was a time to kind of relax and unwind and just get ready for the 2 days or 3 days before launch that you're here. And you can also have your spouse out, and so you get some time to spend with your spouse and say goodbye the day before launch. There's also a barbecue that was held here.
So there's some good barbecues held out here.
And it was sort of the mission management team and your spouse, and you could invite 4 of your closest relatives. And just a real nice time to spend with them. And during the day, you could come out here and run along the beach or go out in the water. It was just real nice.
I can't imagine it not being nice. I mean, you guys stayed here kind of when it was still in that bachelor pad era. Now we got Nicole Stott with us. Now, Nicole, you kind of came in post that era. What was it like for you, and what are some of your fondest reflections of this place?
Yeah, I think definitely it was the post bachelor pad era. And at some point, I think in the early '90s, after I think a hurricane had come through or a storm, and looking to keep the facility, they decided that they'd go dual purpose here and created a conference center as well, which has worked out really nicely. But kind of cleaned up the place, I mean, I don't want to say it has more of a sterile feel to it, but it definitely is in order, But I think, the memories are very similar. It's about relaxing. It's about getting the chance to kind of, separate yourself from, really separate yourself from the, kind of hardcore mission planning that you've been doing and the training and all of that, but still spend time together as a crew out here. And we would do that. And we primarily spent time out here during the launch quarantine week. And, so as a crew, you could come out, you could, come out here and run, you could come out and have lunch or just hang out, and they've also continued that barbecue through current times, which is great because, again, that's kind of lets your family get to see a little bit of some of these historical places, all of us respect it that way too. I think there's so much history here that, every time you come here, you're here for some event that you're participating in, but there's a lot that's gone on before you as well, which is just a really neat side of it.
If you look down that way, you can see your vehicle.
Oh yeah, that is awesome.
Cool.
You get a launch pad view from here.